Welcome to the Midday Update. Thank you very much for watching. Here are today's top headlines. Oman crude price tops $80 a barrel. Health sector discusses efforts to ensure public health safety. Allocation of $7 million to welfare of people affected by cyclone Shaheen. Zuckerberg denies that Facebook puts profit over user safety. US reveals number of nuclear bombs after Trump blackout. Oman will play against Australia in World Cup 2022. Finch confirms Warner to be his opening partner. Let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Mainly clear skies over most of the Sultanate with chance of low-level clouds at late night and early morning along the Arabian Sea and Oman Sea coast. Chance of cloud formation over the Al Hajar Mountains. Let's see the temperature throughout the Sultanate.
Muscat is expected to be sunny with temperatures between 25 and 34 degrees Celsius. Musandam is expected to be partly cloudy with temperatures between 28 and 36 degrees Celsius. North Al Batina is expected to be partly cloudy with temperatures between 25 and 33 degrees Celsius. South Al Batina is expected to be partly cloudy with temperatures between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius. Al Buraimi is expected to be sunny with temperatures between 27 and 39 degrees Celsius. Al Dahira is expected to be sunny with temperatures between 24 and 34 degrees Celsius. Al Dakhliya is expected to be sunny with temperatures between 24 and 37 degrees Celsius. North Al Sharqiya is expected to be sunny with temperatures between 23 and 36 degrees Celsius. South Al Sharqiya is expected to be sunny with temperatures between 24 and 31 degrees Celsius. Al Wusta is expected to be partly cloudy with temperatures between 25 and 36 degrees Celsius. And finally, Dhofar is expected to be partly cloudy with temperatures between 26 and 30 degrees Celsius.
This is a midday update. Now it's time for the COVID-19 update. The ministry has registered one more death, which adds a total of 4,101 deaths in the Sultanate. The total number of confirmed cases in the Sultanate jumps to 303,895, as 29 new coronavirus cases has been confirmed and 29 has been recovered, which adds a total of 148 recovered cases. Now it's time to talk about our local stories. Prices of Oman crude are expected to stabilize around $85 in the foreseeable future, having crossed the $80 mark on Wednesday. That's according to the chief financial officer for Omaha, who added that the recent spike in oil prices was due to a number of factors. Firstly, there is more demand now because many industries that were closed during the pandemic have reopened. Now, there is more demand for oil among manufacturing companies, and tourism has taken up again. There is also increased consumption of products such as aviation fuel. More and more countries are opening up again and vaccinating their people, so that means that there will be the demand of products and services once again. The price of Oman crude reached $80.46 on the Dubai Mercantile Exchange on Wednesday, having risen by nearly $1. The CFO for Omaha noted that despite the pandemic, the oil price at present was higher than it was during the closing months of 2019, when it was roughly around $65. He added that the lower oil price at that time was because of a number of external factors. Many thought that green vehicles will become the mainstay of the market soon, and that is why the oil prices were low before the pandemic. If things stay like this, the price of oil will reach about $85 per barrel. There is still a very strong dependence on oil and gas, which means that prices will stay strong for now. It is not easy, as many expect, to make the transition from current hydrocarbon-based energy to green energy, although there is a big stride being made in this sector. Representatives of the medical response and health sector held a coordination meeting on Wednesday to rally efforts to secure public health in the aftermath of the tropical cyclone Shaheen. The National Committees for Emergency Management gave directives to mobilize the public health sector, being part of the medical response and health sector by securing the safety of clean water and food supplies. The process also includes ensuring a healthy discharge of wastewater, making speedy the disposal of dead animal corpses, enhancing epidemiological surveillance activities, and combating these vectors. The subcommittees tasked with medical response and public health in the governorates of the Sultanate are coordinating efforts to check drinking water and the safety of food, besides combating disease vectors. The medical response and health sector advises citizens and residents to exercise caution when dealing with food from which electrical power was disconnected for a long time, and to get rid of stagnant water within their home. The Central Bank of Oman and the national banking sector have announced an allocation of 7 million rials to the welfare of people affected by Cyclone Shaheen. The amount shall be added from the income received as fees by the Central Bank of Oman and the banking sector from transaction and payments made over the next 5 months, said the CBO in a statement. The central bank will coordinate with the concerned government organizations to transfer the amounts to the bank accounts designated for disbursing aid and relief funds to the affected people. In a statement issued earlier, Oman Top's banking authority called upon all banks operating in the country to proactively contribute and mitigate the repercussions of Shaheen's by directing donations to the accounts created for the purpose. The financial assistance being extended by CBO and the banking sector is part of their corporate social responsibility and their commitment as part of the national cause to do their bit towards the welfare of those affected by the impact of cyclone. Other companies have also put forward funds to help those in distress because of the cyclone. Among them, in Oman LNG, which has decided to contribute 6 million rials. This will be used to support the relief efforts in areas affected by Cyclone Shaheen, said the company in a statement. This translates a robust commitment towards touching lives and standing with the community at all times. We would like to thank Oman LNG Board of Directors and shareholders for their unrelenting support towards touching lives in Oman, it added. The company values all initiatives by individuals and organizations according in their capabilities and capacity, added Oman LNG. The organization has also reached out in thanks to the emergency service personnel, repair and maintenance crews, and cleanup teams involved in restoring normalcy in areas affected by the cyclone. Let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back with our international stories. This is the midday update. Now it's time to jump to the international scene. Facebook Chief Executive Officer Mark Zuckerberg has rejected accusations that the social network prioritizes profit over its user safety. This comes after former company product manager Frances Haugen told a congregational testimony on Tuesday that the social network was allegedly aware it inflicted harm and mental health on teenagers but did not do much to prevent content promoting hate and division. At the heart of this accusation and this idea that we prioritize profit over safety and well-being, That is just not true, Zuckerberg wrote on Facebook, adding that the platform cares deeply about its users like safety, well-being, and mental health. Zuckerberg on Wednesday said that many of the accusations make no sense. He noted that if Facebook wanted to ignore harmful content, then its team will not create an industry-leading research program to understand these important issues in the first place. A former Facebook employee on Tuesday had accused Mark Zuckerberg of pushing for higher profits while being cavalier about user safety. I am here today because I believe that Facebook products harm children, stroke division, and weaken our democracy, she said during her opening remarks reported by CNN. Huggins said that effective regulation of Facebook will need to start with transparency, including allowing full access to data for research not directed by Facebook. She further alleged that company leadership knows how to make Facebook and Instagram safer, but won't make the necessary changes because they have put their astronomical profits before people. The United States on Tuesday revealed the number of warheads in the country's nuclear arsenal for the first time in 4 years, ending a Trump-era blackout on the figure. The number of nuclear weapons, both active and inactive, in the United States military stockpile stood at 3,750 as of September 30, 2020. The figure is down from 3,785 in 2018. As recently as 2003, the United States nuclear weapons stockpile was above 10,000. In 1967, at the height of a Cold War with Russia, the country's nuclear reserve peaked with a total of 31,255 warheads. Increasing the transparency of states' nuclear stockpiles is important to non-proliferation and disarmament efforts, that the State Department said in a statement. The Trump administration had kept updated figures and secret after 2018 and had also turned down a request by the Federation of American Scientists to declassify them. Back to transparency, Hans Christensen, director of the Nuclear Information Project at the Federation of American Scientists, said, "The figures were released on the heels of a bid by President Joe Biden's office to restart arms control dialogue with Russia after stalling under Trump." President Biden's administration is also conducting a nuclear weapon posture and policy review that is expected to be completed early 2022. In February this year, Secretary of State Antony Blinken told the Conference on Disarmament that President Biden has made it clear the United States has a national security imperative and a moral responsibility to reduce and eventually eliminate the threat posed by weapons of mass destruction. Let's go for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with our sports stories. This is the midday update. Now it's time to talk about sports. The national football team of the Sultanate will play its Australian counterpart in the third encounter of the World Cup 2022 Asian qualifiers. The match starts at 10:30 Oman time at Khalifa International Stadium. The match is of great significance for the Oman team, which will return to Muscat to play against Vietnam as part of the fourth round. Oman will try their very best to win points of the match and challenge the clean record of Australia, which made history as the only team to have registered 10 consecutive victories in the World Cup qualifiers. During its training camp in Qatar, Oman played 2 friendlies with Nepal and Qatar military team. Their players showed enthusiasm and look forward to taking on Australia. Limited overs keeper Aaron Finch on Wednesday confirmed that he, along with David Warner, will open the batting for their side at the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup. Warner has not played a T20 for Australia since September 2020, and he has missed Australia's last 14 matches in the shortest format due to a combination of injury and schedule clashes. Finch will be entering the T20 World Cup under an injury cloud. He had missed Australia tour of Bangladesh due to a knee surgery. That is all for today. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.